It's simple. To get ahead of the 99% of actors that never make it, you just need to be able to play the roles that 99% of actors can't play. And I'm not talking about your actual acting ability, because of course that's also important, but in the deep end of the pool, every actor's phenomenal. Do you think that you're the only one going to classes and practicing regularly? No! Acting isn't just your average linear career path, as most of it is outside your control. No matter how good you are, at some point you cannot progress until other people give you the opportunity to shine. I needed Stranger Things to put me on the map. Robert Downey Jr. needed The Avengers. Jennifer Lawrence needed The Hunger Games. Samuel Jackson needed Pulp Fiction. Jenna Ortega needed Wednesday. Denai Guerrera needed The Walking Dead. Now, I obviously am not even in the same solar system of success as all of those names, but we all share something in common that allowed us to break into the industry. And it wasn't talent, but don't worry, we're still gonna cover some things that are in your control because it's not exclusively luck. To be more successful than 99% of actors requires 3 fundamental things. 1, a character type that no one can play better than you. 2, a big project that contains that character type. And then 3, your acting ability needs to be strong enough to still be cast in the role. So let's start with the first thing, because most actors are not even thinking about this, despite it being foundational to every single acting career. Robert Downey Jr. is not the best actor in the world, but he is the best actor to play Tony Stark. Others could, sure, but nobody could play it in the way that he did. He made it his own. But none of that would have even mattered if the role of Iron Man in the MCU hadn't come along in a way that allowed him to shine. Obviously, there are years of hard work and dedication behind that one role of Tony Stark, and Robert Downey Jr. at that point was relatively established, even if his career was kind of on the downturn. Ultimately, many working actors do build careers without ever skyrocketing to the acclaim that he has. And this is where luck starts to really be what sets working actors apart from the top 0.0001% of the mega stars. But we're not talking about the mega stars. We're talking about the 1% of actors that consistently work and that you are hoping to be like. The problem most actors have is they exclusively focus on the hard work part. Where did they learn their craft? How many years did they spend auditioning before their breakout role? What was their process? 99% of actors exclusively care about execution, and is both incredibly important, but also not the thing that necessarily determines your success. Denai Guerrera wasn't mega successful because of all of the years she spent becoming classically trained at acting. She was mega successful because nobody else perfectly embodied physically and emotionally the character of Michonne from The Walking Dead that Robert Kirkman created. Samuel L. Jackson tragically struggled with alcohol and substance abuse for years before he became the household name. Is that his secret? Obviously not, but interestingly, in 1991, weeks after Samuel got out of rehab, he was cast as Gator, a crack addict in Jungle Fever, which was his first major role that would start snowballing his career. Now we might be starting to get somewhere. Execution is overrated. If you can find the one role that can 100x your notoriety, then everything else just doesn't really matter. Now, this process of finding the roles that only you can play is what we call in the industry your typecast. It's how audiences see you visually. It's the life experience that you bring into the role. It's where your natural acting instincts are. And it's the role that no one can do better than you. And then it's the willingness to spend years or even decades training and getting in front of the decision makers with bold performances that are going to fail more than they succeed. But also, lay the groundwork for your future success once the timing is right and the perfect project finally appears. But people don't like hearing this because as actors, we crave that chameleon status. We avoid typecasting like the plague instead of leaning into it as your unique edge that sets you apart. Here's the truth. Doing the exact same character prep as Christopher Walken might make you a good actor, but it won't make you a successful actor. Which, by the way, He doesn't even learn anything from the script besides his lines and spent his early life as a lion tamer. Seriously, look it up. Another example of an actor whose success seemingly stems from his incredibly unique perspective as a result of living an incredibly unique life. Execution is necessary, but also a prerequisite, not the key to success. It's like waiting in a station for a train of opportunity that may or may not ever come along at any point during your life. But are you going to be at the train station with your bags packed, ticket in hand, ready to jump on it the moment it arrives? Or will you be the actor who's completely unprepared for that train of opportunity, not even at the station, completely unaware that this opportunity train has been passing by you under your nose? If you don't know the roles that you thrive in and you don't know your acting strengths, then not only will you never be fully prepared, you're also being lazy and leaving it up to your agent or casting directors to figure all of that out for you. And in such a uncontrollable industry, you need to take as much of that power back as you can. Now, after years of being in the industry, I've been able to refine my typecast into the dark, tortured antagonist with a boy next door route. And you'll see that through line through every single character I've played. I got headshots and a demo reel that matched my character type. I doubled down on training for those types of roles, and that is how casting directors thought of me as number 2. My train of opportunity was the part of number 2. I was ready for it, and if I hadn't been crystal clear on my strengths and doubling down on them, it might have slipped right through my fingers. To be clear, by the way, your typecast is not now the only character you will ever play. It's just the character that will bring you into the conversation. The character that shows the best side of your craft off when you have zero resume to lay your hat on. You can first look at your track record. Is there any through line between the characters you've played in theater, student, or short films? But if you're starting from ground zero, here's the general process. First, find out people's first impressions of you. What do they assume about you based off your looks? Because yes, your looks do absolutely matter, but not in the completely superficial sense. If you watch a film, you will see all types of bodies and genders and aesthetics, and it's important to know what your aesthetic aligns with before trying to go off and market yourself that way, just so there's no incongruity. You can technically ask friends and family, but it's best to get the impression of acquaintances or strangers specifically, because this will provide the most objective results possible. Then you experiment with all the roles that people felt you looked like you could play, and then figure out which one comes the easiest to you. Which of these first impressions is the most effortless for you to resonate and connect with? It is only then, once you have specificity on the roles that you both visually and instinctively play better than anyone else, that you're now ready to get your materials in order. Take new headshots that capture this character type and then make a demo reel that complements them. And by the way, try to stay away from just having generic job titles. So not doctor, but like sociopathic intellectual or kind caregiver, something that just doesn't put you in this very specific bubble. If you would like my help with this process, right now I am giving away free acting review videos to people who join my free group, the Actors Locker Room. You'll be able to upload a recent video of your acting, whether it's an audition or a demo reel, and then I'll personally record a 5 to 10 minute video just giving you my feedback on your craft and whether or not I feel like it demonstrates clearly defined typecast, just to help you get started on this journey. After I review your acting, if I think you're a good fit, we might get you a place in our main program, the Acting Lab. So just go join my free group with the link in the description or pinned comment, and I look forward to helping you with your typecast. I've already told you I play the dark antagonists with some type of boy next door route, so maybe I should soften up a little bit and just ask you very kindly if you would please subscribe and join my community, because if you don't, I'm going to kill your father. So you best go skedaddle on. Skedaddle on.